Hello dear friends, in trick number 347 I am going to discuss a method through which you can add numbers orally and mentally without actual lengthy calculations and without writing the numbers one below the other. This method is very frequently used in competitive exams wherein the questions of simplifications exist. So the students who are preparing for competitions, they need to be updated with this method of rearrangement. Now see, we have written here some questions. We need to find the sum of these numbers. And again, the use of base quantities is used in this method of rearrangement, because if you add the first two numbers here, see the unit digits 7 and 8. 7 and 8 add up to 15. So obviously you will have a number which will have 5 in the units place. But if you add 837 with 363, just see the unit place 7 and 3. And 7 and 3 they add up to 10. So you get a number 0 in the units place. Now this is what we want. Whenever we have to add numbers, we need base quantities. So we have to assign priority to those numbers whose sum is a base quantity. So just see the unit places and pair them up so that you get a 0 in the units place. By adding these two numbers 8 and 3, 11, you get 1 in the units place. By adding these two you get 5, but by adding these two you get 0 in the units place. So instead of adding blindly the first two numbers, go with the first and the third number. Now these two numbers, they can also be added orally. Why? Because first you have to see the number of hundreds in the two numbers which I have marked. See, here we have 800 and here we have 300. So 1100, and now what we are left with is 37 and 63. Now oral addition of two digit numbers is very easy. 37 and 63 add up to 100, and what remains is 208. So this is 1200 and this is 208. So your answer for the question is 1408. I am sure with a practice of 10 minutes you can master this skill and add numbers orally without writing them one below the other, which is the traditional method of adding numbers. Let us have one more example. Now see, in this question 2 plus 3 is 5, but 2 plus 8 is 10. So either you can go with 2 and 8, 10, and the second pair is 3 and 7. So 3 and 7 again it adds up to 10. So what I doing here is I am adding like this and I am adding like this. So go with the hundreds. See, this is 1900 and this is 1500. 19 plus 15 is 34, so 3400. And what we are left with is 62 and 38, which adds up to 100. Now see the other pair. 400 and 600 is 1000. So remaining number 53 and 47, that is also 100. So very simple now. 34, 35, 45, 46. So you have 4600 as the sum of these three numbers. Viewers, I must tell you simultaneously that there may be 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 5 numbers, 6 numbers in the simplification problem, but pairing is very important. The number which are paired are to be added first. So another example of this, see 853 and 908 and 447. See, 3 plus 8 is 11, so you get a 1 in the units place, so we will not add these two. 8 plus 7 is 15, 5 in the units place, we are not going to add that. And now you can spot very easily 3 and 7 is 10, so we are getting a round figure here. So I will be adding these two numbers. How to add these? 8 plus 4, 1200. 53 plus 47 is 100. and 908 is the only number which remains. So 1300 plus 900 plus 8, so 2208 is the answer. This is the sum of these three numbers. Let's have one more problem, then we can conclude this trick. See, in this question we have 3 and 7 here and 7 and 3 here, so we can pair up like that. See, this is 1700 plus this is 100 and 83 and 17, they add up to 100. So this is done. Now look at the second pair. 300 plus 100, 400, and if you see 47 and 53, they add up to 100. Now see, adding is very important, easy now, because they are all hundreds. 17, 18, 19, 20, 24. So 2400 is the sum of these quantities. Now purposefully these type of questions are framed in the competitive exams just to check how good you are in pairing numbers, how good you are in saving time during these mental calculations. So just practice these methods, and I am sure by a practice of half an hour you will be able to increase your speed of calculation and adding by 10 times. So if you like the video, share it and subscribe the channel. Hello dear friends, in trick number 348 I am going to tell you an amazing method through which you will be able to multiply numbers orally. Now these type of questions, that is simplification questions, are very important and frequently asked in SSC exams, then RRB exams, and these are the exams wherein your speed is tested. So we need to have these methods up your sleeves so that you can answer maximum number of questions in minimum amount of time. This method is also called rearrangement method. Now see, we have three numbers, 4 numbers in these questions, and we need to find the product without using the calculator, without using any lengthy methods. Now see, purposefully the numbers are given such that the product of two numbers comes out to be a round figure. Now what are round figures? Round figures are quantities which contain zeros like 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on. So whenever you have these numbers, then multiplication becomes very easy. So you need to spot which two numbers are going to give you a round figure on multiplication. Now see, if you multiply these two, 8 4s are 32, it is not a round figure. If you multiply these two, then 4 into 25, you got it right, 4 into 25 is 100. So you can just multiply these two numbers and just write 2348 as it is. 2 into 25 into 4 is 100, so you don't need to multiply by 100. The product of these three numbers is, just put two zeros, 234800. This is called the method of rearrangement, where you don't blindly multiply the first two numbers and then use the product to get it multiplied by the third number. Now this is called rearrangement. Now see, in this question also we can rearrange. 7 5s are 35, so you are not getting a 0 there. 7 into 6 is 42, again you are not getting a 0 there. But 5 into 6 is 30, so I am multiplying the unit digits. So 5 into 6 is 30, so you are getting a 0 there. So I will multiply these two numbers first. Now how do you multiply 6, 25 and 16? Now for that you must know the table of 16. So 16 5s are 80, 0, 8 carry. Now we have 16 2s are 32, plus 8 40, 0 4 carry, and 16 6 are 96, plus 4 100. So you have 10,000 as the product of 6, 25 and 16. And now the third number is just a formality, because 10,000 contains 4 zeros. So 317 will have 4 zeros succeeding it. So the answer will be 3170000. Likewise, you can have some more questions. See, here we have three numbers. Again, you can either multiply these two or these two, but I prefer multiplication by 5 and 0, because they will obviously give you a round figure which contains more number of zeros. So 418 I will leave as it is, and then we all know that 25 into 4, 4 into 25, this is actually 100. So when you have one more zero, then it will become 1000. So 418 will be followed by 3 zeros to give you the final product. Likewise, you have this question, see, here we have 5. So you can multiply this by 8, 8 5 is 40, and these two zeros, 9 into 6 is 54, so we don't need to multiply these two numbers, the product is obvious. So 225 into 8 and then 90 into 60. You don't need to write this step, I am just writing it to tell you the actual method. Now 225 into 8 multiplication by 8 is very easy process. You can triple the number 3 times to get the product, but you can multiply like this: 8 5 is 40, 0 4 carry, 8 to the 16 and 4 20, 0 2 carry, 8 to the 16 and 2 18, and then you have here 5400 because 9 6 are 54 and 2 zeros. So obviously now you need to just multiply 54 and 18. So if you want to multiply 54 and 18, you need to know the table of 18. So 18 for the 72, 2 7, 18 5 is 90 and 7 97. So we have 972 followed by 2 4 zeros. So your answer for the question is 9720000. Let's have one more question, then we can conclude this trick. See, in this question 125 and 8, 25 and 16 are the obvious combinations. So 125 double 250, because we are multiplying by 8, so we need to triple the multiply the number 3 times by 2. So 125 double is 250, 250 double is 500, 500 double is 1000. So 125 into 8 is 1000, and 25 into 16 you can carry it out. 25 into 16, 16 5 is 80, 0 8 carry, 16 to the 32 and 8 40. So you have 400 there. So your final answer will be 4 followed by 5 zeros. This is the product of the question. So students, you see, multiplication tricks are so amazing, and once you have mastery over these kind of methods like rearrangement method, the calculations become much easier. So follow these methods, practice them for half an hour. I am sure you will come out successfully in any type of competitive exam. So if you like the video, share it and subscribe the channel.